Hey, what's up, America? Mr. G here with the winter weather forecast. We're going to deal with the winter weather that's taking place across the northern plains tonight. If you're in Minnesota or the Dakotas, today you are seeing that snow start to move into Minnesota out of the Dakotas. It's made a nice white strip of a straight line of snow that's coming across the high plains and into the upper Midwest. That snow is going to spread into Wisconsin today as well as Michigan. It's going to spread that snow across the upper peninsula of Michigan, and it's going to convert to some mixed precipitation in Iowa. Across northern Illinois is going to see that mixed precipitation, and then eventually freezing rain down in Missouri and across Tennessee and Kentucky could see some of that freezing rain, and it's going to extend all the way across into Virginia and West Virginia, as well as Ohio may get in on some of that freezing rain. And there's also the potential for thunderstorms in those regions as well, as there's a little bit of instability in the atmosphere that some thunderstorms could develop in those regions as well, but there'll be nothing severe. But maybe don't be surprised to see a flash of lightning and hear a rumble of thunder and some, especially like the folks in Cleveland that's in this this web stream behind me. Okay, so let's jump into our winter weather forecast. All right, here's a look at what's going on across the upper Midwest today, and here is our winter storm intensity. Our winter storm impacts. The winter storm intensity is going to be moderate. It's going to be moderate to heavy snow. The snowfall intensity is moderate to heavy, but we're going to lean more on the moderate side with this system. It's going to be more of a long duration system, especially for Minnesota. Just because of how the storm is oriented. It's not going to be moved from north to south. It's going to be more east to west. It's kind of a warm front that's draped across Minnesota and the Dakotas, where there's a low pressure center back in Colorado, where it's connected to a cold front. That cold front is going to sweep through and be more along. The cold front is going to spread where the thunderstorms are going to be down in the south and through the Mississippi Valley and into the Ohio Valley, where that cold front is going to slide through, and that's going to bring that potential for thunderstorms. But in this video, we're dealing with winter weather. So it's going to have freezing rain impacts, especially in Missouri, St. Louis. You're going to see that freezing rain. So it's going to be minimal, but it can get up to moderate. Some of the models are painting up to an inch. No, it's not. I don't think it's going to happen. Maybe up to a quarter inch at the most. So I don't expect too much in the way of freezing rain, but it will be there. But if all you get is freezing rain, then it may approach up to a half an inch. If you don't get any snow, or if it don't start as regular rain. But usually with freezing rain, it's going to start as freezing rain, because unless you get that snow, that rain falling, and you get the surface to freeze, unless that bubble of frozen air slides in underneath, right above the surface, where it can freeze on contact with the ground. But if you don't have that, then you'll just have regular rain. And I don't think we'll have any. I think you may have in parts of the Dakotas, because you're going to have strong winds. Some of those winds can reach 35 miles an hour. So I think there we may have blizzard conditions, although the National Weather Service does not have any blizzard watches or warnings posted right now, but it does have winter storm warnings across the Dakotas, as well as wind chill warnings across the Dakotas. But I think that blizzard severity is going to be minimal to moderate at best, but I don't think it's going to reach the criteria to where the National Weather Service is going to issue any blizzard headlines. So as we look at the analysis for today, now what we're seeing here is just a snapshot of what you expect. You see the snow, freezing rain, ice, as well as our wind chill, and then those headlines posted by the National Weather Service. You can see across the upper Midwest into the Great Lakes, extending all the way back toward the mountains in Montana. You can see that winter storm warning that's going to spread that heavy snow across a large section of the upper Midwest and the high plains today. you can see that for today, you see that that winter risk is moderate. It's high tomorrow, especially across Minnesota, as that's when we're going to see the most snow accumulations, where Minneapolis can pick as much as 10 inches of snow just on your Tuesday. And then Wednesday is going to start. It's going to be making its way out of this area. Maybe there'll be a little bit left across northern Michigan and into the southern regions of like Montreal and Toronto and parts of the Northeast, like say Buffalo, and it's going to spread its way off into Maine, into Vermont and New Hampshire. Might be on the tail end as that storm is making its way off into the North Atlantic. So that's for your Wednesday. The threats go down to only a slight chance as we start to lose the effects of that system. But then you deal with that cold air that's going to get sucked in behind this low pressure center as it makes its way off the East Coast. And then, so your snow is going to be high. The freezing rain threat is moderate. And there's a moderate ice risk. And then the wind is also moderate. So the forecast confidence in this weather forecast is high because of the fact it's already snowing in Minnesota. It's already snowing in my concern with this storm in Minnesota is that it's going to be a little bit further north than forecasted. The National Weather Service and folks, we have this storm that's the brunt is supposed to go across the Minneapolis area, but right now on the radar imagery, I see the storm just to the north of Minneapolis, between Minneapolis and Duluth, the heaviest band of snow. And it seems like it's slightly, as it moves east, is slightly drifting north ever so slowly. I want to see it drifting south to see this forecast pan out. But if it drifts north, I'll take it. But then that means I don't get a snow day tomorrow. So we want it to drift south so that we can get in on that snow. But it may be still on the back end if you look toward the snow area that's across Montana. Maybe that will swing through and slide through the Twin Cities. But this initial band is going to be just north of the Twin Cities. According to what I'm seeing on the radar and the trends right now, is that it's going to be moving east to west, or west to east, and drift slightly north. So that's what I'm seeing right now. So let's jump into our forecast analysis. And here's our snowfall prediction right now. And what we're seeing. And here's what it's. Let's hang on a second. Let me pull up on my other page where I can actually control the map. So what we're seeing right now is what this storm is going to produce as a whole. So this is from now to Wednesday. So this storm is going to drop. Am I seeing 26? Yeah, I am seeing as much as 26 inches of snow across northern Minnesota. Just about Duluth could pick up as much as 26 inches of snow in Minnesota. But across the Twin Cities, we're looking at about 10 to 14 inches. And that's going to extend all the way into Canada. You see, so this primarily is going to affect Minnesota, central and northern Minnesota, northern Wisconsin, the upper peninsula of Michigan, and on into Canada is going to spread that heavy snow. As you can see, 16 inches, but you do see those 25 inches plus across northern Minnesota and the upper peninsula of Michigan. So that Lake Superior area is going to pick up quite a bit of snow. This will be the most snowfall that we would have seen all season. Now, we did have a storm back in around Christmas that dropped about 20 inches of snow in parts of the Twin Cities back, but that was way back just after Christmas. Since the last time we seen any significant snow, and I have a stuffy nose. Hilarious. Anyway, so it's been since just after Christmas that we saw any significant snow in the Twin Cities, but we do pick up our 1 inch a day Alberta Clippers. We've seen plenty of that. Most of our snowfall have been accumulated through these 1 inch or less Alberta Clippers. So that snow is going to extend all the way back into the mountains in the high plains out in Montana and Wyoming. So you see some locations picking up as much as 13 inches. And you're getting some of those higher elevation in the mountains where you can pick up quite a bit of snow as well. So that is a look at the snowfall forecast. So now let's take a look at what we can get for freezing rain. And this is going to go all the way out to the end of this storm system on Wednesday. So up to Wednesday, this is projected some areas across Iowa and into southern Wisconsin, northern Illinois, the Chicago area can pick up as much as 1.5 inches of freezing rain. I don't like how that sounds at all. I do not like that, but I don't believe that at all, not in a bit. So anyway, I think that 1/4 inch is going to be fine about the average. This is painting a little spot here. I just saw 1.5 inches, but no, not going to happen. And then we have another area of freezing rain. This also is painting areas with 2.32 inches of freezing rain. Huh? No. The GFS, I think, is the NOM is being a special snowflake right now. So it's being a little bit generous on what it's seeing for as far as snowfall is concerned. Oh, we don't want the forecast sounding right now. Let's get rid of that sounding. But I do need to adjust my camera here. So let me adjust my positioning. There we go. There we go. So I'm not floating in the air. I don't want to be floating in the air above you guys like that. It looks kind of creepy. But so anyway, this is what it said for the forecast as far as that freezing rain is concerned. It's painting some outrageous totals, but I haven't heard any significant headlines about how much freezing rain is falling or has fallen. It's only Monday and the storm is really just taking place. We're going to have to really watch this and monitor this for that potential for as much as 2.5 inches of freezing rain. Do you know how thick that is? Oh my God. You won't be going anywhere with that much freezing rain on the roadways, especially in places like in Missouri where they don't treat the roadways, in Arkansas where the roadways aren't treated for winter weather. So it would be a disaster. Oh my God. But anyway, I'm going to keep an eye on that. I'm going to keep a close eye on that over the next couple of days and see how that pans out. I don't think that's right. You know what? It may be if we get thunderstorm that has freezing rain, a freezing rain thunderstorm, or like thunder freezing rain, I guess you call it, a thunderstorm with freezing rain. But perhaps, because I'm telling you, I ain't even sneezy. I got a runny nose. I'm a hot mess today. But anyway, so that's a look at that. So now let's take a look at the next map. The next one is going to be our ice. This is going to be our ice accumulation. Let's go out to the end of the storm, because remember, this storm will have left the area by Wednesday, or by the end of the day Wednesday. So this is what it's going to look like as far as freezing rain, the ice is concerned. This is sleet. Oh, excuse me. This is sleet and ice right here. So you can see that this, in many locations, it's about an average about 1/2 inch. Oh God, good Lord, what is going on? I'm getting. This is my 3rd video I recorded in a row, so I just recorded 3 videos. And all right, so here we are with this here. I'm trying not to have too long a video, so I'm breaking them up into sections. So here we go with this more freezing rain. So it's like 2 discrete sections in this storm. One section has the one area of freezing rain or ice. And then there's another section where there's another section of freezing rain. But it's actually two separate weather systems. There's two separate areas of low pressure. There's one area of low pressure down that's across the southern plains, and another area across the high plains in Nebraska. You can see here, this is where those low pressure centers are. You can kind of see there's a little bit of a swirl here going on. So you can see that's where that area of the deformation zones of those areas of low pressure, two distinct areas of low pressure. And then there's a connecting cold front here, and then there's a cold front that's producing that severe weather and thunderstorms that's going to be going on here. So that is a look at what's it. And then here is what our wind chill index will be. So I'm going to show you what those wind chills are be. And wind chill is something that we deal with a lot here in the upper Midwest. And my timer's running, but the map's not moving. All right. It should be running, but it's not working. It's been acting funny today. It's been a weird thing. All right, here we go. So now it wants to catch up. And you can see how that wind chill, those wind chills just plummet down into Texas and into, wow, I just don't want to act right now, do it. But so you can see it, I'm going to do it manually so that we can see how that wind chill just affects the upper Midwest and the Great Plains. See how wind chills get to be as low as 28 below. So these are all, you see it, some 25, 26. All in all, if you really think all things considered, if you want to look at it, all things considered this winter has not been that bad when you think of things like wind chills and the temperatures. It's been cold, but I've been living here for 19 years, 18 years now. It can get much worse. I mean, we can see wind chills hit 70 below, 60 below. I've seen it. I've lived through it here in Minnesota where the wind chills have hit 60 below, 50 below, and we haven't seen any of that this winter. 25, 26 below would be wind chill advisory criteria. We would need it to be 35 to 40 below for wind chill warning criteria. And we haven't seen those occur too often this winter where we've had wind chill warnings. We've seen it more across North Dakota and far northern Minnesota, northwest Minnesota, northeast North Dakota. There's been a little pocket north of Minot where you've seen in Fargo, where you've seen those occasions where the wind chill have reached that wind chill warning criteria. But it hasn't been. I've seen times where we've been in wind chill warning criteria day and night for a week straight. I've seen that here. And we haven't seen any of that this winter. Even though it's La Nina winters tend to be colder, but it hasn't been that severe. Now, thinking of La Nina is in its waning stages. And according to the Climate Prediction Center, the climate folks, La Nina is going to end about mid-spring. But that's because it ends. Don't think that the effects of La Nina will just stop because La Nina ended. But we will see those gradually dissipate over the summer as we head into neutral from perhaps for next winter. Then maybe the following spring we'll start to see El Nino. I remember when El Nino and La Nina first came onto my radar. When I was a youngster, and I was first getting into meteorology, there was 7-year intervals between El Nino and La Nina. You would have an El Nino, right? 7 years average before you saw a La Nina. You spent and they would last 1 year perhaps, but then that in between was neutral conditions, right? Then you saw a La Nina. And it was every 7 years. But now it seems like it's going immediately from El Nino to La Nina, El Nino back to La Nina. And now we've had La Nina for 2 years. We've had it 2 consecutive winters. So that climate change is really taking its effect on some of these climate patterns. You're seeing how that how the Earth's temperature is rising, and it's really affecting those climate patterns. Especially we're seeing it in those teleconnection parameters, which is your oscillations, the PNA, the NAO, the AO, the PDO. You're seeing those oscillations being far more erratic and nowadays because of that climate change. Well, that'll do it for this video. So we have the heavy snow across the upper Midwest into the Great Lakes, and you have it back into the Dakotas, back across into Montana and Wyoming. So you're seeing that swath of heavy snow extend all the way across the northern tier of the nation. You're seeing that freezing rain across the Ohio Valley and into the southern portions of the Great Lakes. Hey, we get us another advertisement. And also you're seeing that freezing rain across the Mississippi Valley and the Tennessee valleys. Now, that region, I would call it the freezing rain zone. That just, if you're south of, say, South Bend, from Chicago, Gary, South Bend, all of Cleveland, Cincinnati, all the way to Pennsylvania, to Pittsburgh. You see that region, right? And then south to St. Louis, Kansas City, Memphis, Charlotte, all the way. You see, if you're in between those zones, you're going to be prone to freezing rain and ice in the winters. I always see it. You see it every year. It's a constant thing. Freezing rain, that ice right in those parallels there. That's where you see that a lot. We don't see that a lot here in Minneapolis. We don't see a lot of freezing rain to any extent. You do at the beginning of the winter. You do in October and November. We do see more instances of frozen precipitation. But what we get here is sleet. We get a lot of sleet here. We don't really get freezing rain to that extent in the upper Midwest. So, but anyway, thanks for watching this video. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And you can leave your comments about what you thought of this forecast, what you think you're going to get, or how much snow do you want to receive. Are you afraid of freezing rain like I am? Does it make your heart skip a beat when you hear the word freezing rain? I get terrified because how the roads are terrible when it's freezing rain. So what's your opinion on that? Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Have a good day.